Our topic is parsing algorithm and application. In this video, we're talking about what is parsing, parsing method, bottom up approach, top down approach, um, parser, parser generator and compiler construction tools, error recovery in parsing, syntax directed translation, and how to convert parse tree to code.
Parsing is the process of analyzing input based on grammar rules to check correctness and produce a structure such as a parse tree. It is a key step in compilers, interpreters, and systems that process structured data. Parsing is like translating human written code into something the computer actually understands. Think of it as checking if your sentence structure is correct before the computer tries to execute the meaning of the sentence. If the syntax is wrong, the computer will stop.
In parsing, there's two approach, which is top-down parsing and bottom-up parsing. In top-down parsing, there is two category, which is with backtracking and non-backtracking. In with backtracking, there's only one method, which is brute force. Then in without backtracking, there's this recursive and LL parsing. The second one is bottom-up approach, which there is two categories: operator precedent parsing and LR parsing, which there's four category also. There is LR parsing, SLR parsing, LA, LR parsing, and CLR parsing. Now let's talk about top-down parsing. We're only focusing on non-backtracking category of top-down parsing, which is recursive and LL parsing. So, paano nga ba nangyayari yung top-down parsing? Or ano ba yung meaning niya? Top-down parsing start from the start symbol or of the grammar and works downward, predicting which rules will match the input until the entire input is parsed. Top-down parsing is nag-umpisa sa start symbol pababa, which titignan niya or minamatch niya yung mga yung input dun sa syntax ng isang parse tree. In further understanding of top-down approach or top-down parsing, let's use this grammar. S can be written as small a, big letter A, big letter E, small e, and A can be written as small, sorry, big A, small b, small c, or can be written as small a, and B is can be written as small d. And we will use as string as AA, BC, BE. Now let's start using that grammar using top-down approach. Now top-down approach is start with starting symbol downward. Our starting symbol in our grammar is says which can be written as A, capital B, and small e. Now we have two non-terminal, which is capital A and capital B. Now we will derive it, which A can be written as capital A, small b, and a small c. Now our capital B also can be written as small d. Now we also only had one non-terminal, which is capital A. In our grammar, it said there A can be written also as capital A. Now if we look into our this section, nakita natin yung image doon, which pinapakita kung paano nangyari yung top-down approach, which nag-end siya doon sa string natin na AA, B, C, and D. Now, yun ang nangyayari sa top-down approaches. Pinipili niya kung saan siya magde-derive or saan yung non-terminal na uunahin niya. Now, let's talk about bottom-up approach. Now, bottom-up parsing. Bottom-up parsing nag-start siya sa baba papunta sa start symbol. Bottom-up parsing means starts from the input token and builds upward, combining parts until it reach the start symbol of the grammar. So yung kayo na yung example natin na grammar each S can be written as small a, capital B, small e, and A can be written as capital A, small b, small c, and capital B can be written as small d. Then yung string natin is AA, BC, DE. Now dito sa bottom-up approach, mag-umpisa tayo sa string natin which is AA, BC, DE. Now, mangyayari dito, i-derive niya papunta sa or magbabawas siya papunta doon sa may start symbol which is S. Dito sa may slide natin, makikita natin kung paano siya nangyari which is yung A, dinerive niya muna yung small a, yung pangalang small a is dinerive niya dun sa big letter A. Then, yung capital A, small b, small c is dinerive niya sa pang capital A. Then, yung small d dinerive niya pabalik sa may big letter D, big letter B. Now, meron na tayong small a, capital B, and small e. Now, pag pinagsama-sama yun, pwede siyang it can be written as S, which is our start symbol. Ganun nangyayari sa may bottom-up approach. Now, back to bottom-up parsing. Now, we will focusing on non-backtracking ng top-down parsing, which is yung dalawa na recursive and LL parsing. Now, yung recursive parsing is a top-down method where each grammar rule is written as a function that matches the input step by step. Now, let's talk about paano nag-work yung recursive parsing. Okay, recursive parsing is, sabi nga doon kanina, gumagamit siya ng function which titignan niya kung mag-match yung input natin sa may grammar natin. Now, gagamitin nating grammar is E can be written as I, E dash, and E dash can be written as plus I, E dash. Now, makikita natin sa may picture is ginamit nating function yung E. Now, yung E mag-expect siya ng I, which is kasi yung input natin is I plus I. Then, pag nag-match yun, i-consume niya yung I, then meron na lang tayong E, which E dash, which gagamitin natin as function dahil meron rin siyang pwede rin siyang ma-derive or meron siyang another ibig sabihin which plus I, E dash. Now, yung E dash mag-expect siya ng plus, which yun na lang yung natitira sa input natin dahil yung unang I is na-consume na nung function natin na E. Now, titignan ng E dash if mag-match sila. Pag nag-match sila, mas i-consume niya yung plus, then babalik ulit, i-call niya yung function, then meron na lang tayong input na small letter I, which sa may grammar natin meron na lang tayong small letter I. Now, pag nag-match yun, ang matito is small E dash, which after nun, wala na laman yung string natin. Ang mangyayari, i-call ulit niya yung function natin na capital E. Then doon matatapos yung parsing or recursive parsing. Now, let's talk about LL parsing. Now, sa LL parsing naman, ang meaning ng LL parsing is a top-down parsing technique that scan input from left to right and perform a leftmost derivation to parse the string. Now, dito sa LL parsing, gagamit tayo ng stack. Now, katulad ng kanina, gagamitin natin ulit yung grammar natin na E can be written as I and E dash. And E dash can be written as plus I, E dash. Then input pa rin natin is I plus I. Now, meron yung tayong stock. Yung stock natin, meron tayong yung starting symbol natin kasi letter E. So, yung stock natin mag-start tayo sa letter E. Now, input natin is I plus I. Now, E can be written as small I, E dash. Now, i-derive natin yung E sa small I, E dash. Now, meron tayong input na I plus I ngayon. Now, nag-match yung I natin sa may stock natin tsaka sa input natin, yung first I nila. Now, i-consume niya yun, then i-consume niya yun, i-match niya yun. Pag na-consume niya yun, meron lang tayong E dash sa may stock natin. Then, sa input natin, meron tayong plus I. Now, i-match natin yung E dash doon sa may input natin. So, yung E, meron tayong input kasi na plus I na lang. Then, ang mangyayari, de-derive natin yung E dash sa niya. E dash kasi can be written as plus I, E dash. Now, yung input natin is plus I. So, pag nag-match yung yung umpisa nila, which is sa may stock natin, which is plus, then sa input natin is plus I. Nung nag-match yun, i-consume niya yung plus, ang matitira lang sa atin is sa stock natin is I, E dash. Then sa input natin is I na lang. Now, i-match niya ulit yun. Pag nag-match yun, matitira na lang is E dash. Now, pag yung E dash is tatawagin niya rin, which wala na laman yung input natin na mangyayari. I-call niya yun hanggang sa matapos yung or ma-accept ng parser yung input natin, or masabi ng parser na tama yung input natin. Now, mag-move on naman tayo sa bottom-up approach, which ang pag-usapan natin is LR parsing tsaka LALR parsing. Now, dito tayo sa LR parsing, which meaning niya is a bottom-up method that use a stack and parsing table to decide which to shift, read, input, or reduce, apply a rule. Now, kanina nga yung bottom-up approach, sabi nga, nag-umpisa sa may pinaka-last papunta doon sa may start symbol. So, mangyayari dito, gagamit tayo ng stack katulad doon sa may LL parsing. Now, meron tayong input na I plus I, which stack natin is empty. Now, i-shift natin yung I. Then, meron tayong stack na magkakaroon tayo ng stack na I. Now, i-reduce natin yung I dun sa may E. Then, meron tayong stack na E. I-shift natin yung plus dun, ilalagay natin siya sa may stock natin, which mangyari is E plus. Now, i-shift natin yung I, ilalagay natin siya sa may stock natin. Now, meron na tayong stock na E plus I. Then, yung I, i-reduce natin siya sa may E. So, meron na tayong stock ng E plus E. Now, i-reduce natin yung E plus E to E. So, meron na tayong stock na E, which yung E na yan is yung starting symbol natin. So, mangyari, i-accept ni parser yan, or i-accept niya, and then ang mangyari, tama yung pagka-parse or input natin. Now, dito naman tayo sa LALR parsing. Now, LALR parsing is space-efficient version of LR parsing that merge similar state, making the parser smaller while still handling the program language grammars. Now, itong LALR parsing, which Parang ano lang siya, specificity siya ng LR parsing. Nangyayari dito is same sila ng step or ano parser step by step, although yung pinagpagkaiba nila is hindi nakikita, which nakikita lang siya sa may loob ng or nangyayari doon sa may likod ng pagpaparse natin, which nakikita siya. Pag tinignan mo yung parsing table, magkapares lang sila, although yung LR parsing which is mas sunti yung step by step, which kasi pag parehas yung pag may nakita siyang parehas na ano step, di niya na inuulit yun, which ginagawa niya is pinapaiksi niya yung pagpa-parsing natin or yung space na nakukuha ng LR parsing.
Next is parser generators are tools that automatically create parsers from a grammar specification, reducing the need to write parsing code manually. Dito ay yung hindi mo na kailangang isulat ng mano-mano yung code or magsulat ng libo-libong line of code para lang i-check kung tama yung syntax ng code na binabasa ng computer. Example of tools: Antler supports LL parsing, widely used today. Next is example of tools: Antler supports LL parsing, widely used today. So, Antler ay yung isang parser generator na gumagawa ng parser mula sa grammar description gamit ang EVNF or Extended Back As Na or Form notation. Yung mga symbol niya is curly braces, parentheses. Madali itong gamitin dahil nag-generate ng lectures, parsers at tree para sa iba't ibang language tulad ng Java, C number of Python, widely used dahil flexible at may human readable output. CC or Bison generates LR parser, yet another compiler ay tool na nag-generate ng LR parser mula sa grammar file. Ginagamit sa compilers para i-check ang syntax ng code at gawing parse tree. Karaniwang kasabay ng lex para sa lexical analysis, Java CC, parser generator for Java. Ito ay para lang sa Java na gumagawa ng recursive descent parsers mula sa grammar. Supported nito ng lexical analysis at syntactic analysis sa iisang file. Perfecto para sa mga Java projects, automatic ang error handling at free building. Next is Flex. Generates lexical analysis often used with YACC. Dito naman is naghihiwalay yung input character sa token based sa regular expression, madalas gamitin kasama ng YACC or Bison para sa buong parsing process. Nagpo-produce ng C code na mabilis para sa scanners. Error recovery allows a parser to detect syntax errors in the input and continue parsing instead of stopping immediately. Error recovery, ito yung isang paraan ng parser para makahanap ng syntax error sa code pero hindi agad humihinto. Kumbaga tuloy-tuloy lang yung pag-read nito ng input para makapagbigay ng mas maraming information sa error para madaling ayusin ng programmer. Common techniques. First is panic mode recovery. Escape tokens until a safe place symbol like semicolon or curly braces. Expand simple and widely used phrase level recovery. Insert or delete tokens to fix small mistakes allows parsing to continue with minimal disruption. Next is error production. Special grammar rules handling common syntax errors provides more meaningful error messages. Next is global error recovery. Attempts to find the best possible correction for the enter input. More complex but improves accuracy. Syntax-directed translation is the process of attaching actions to grammar rules so that when a parser recognizes a structure, it performs a task such as generating code, evaluating expressions, or building a data structure. Example, pag-compute ng value o pag-generate ng code, ito ay parang sabay na nire-read or ginagawa ng instruction set, kaya mas mabilis ang translation process dahil hindi na kailangan ng hiwalay na translation phase pagkatapos. Parse tree to code. Step 1. Parser creates a tree. The source code is analyzed and a parse tree is built according to grammar rules. Ito yung parang blueprint. Step 2. Attach actions to rules. Each grammar rule has a small action that says what to do, like generate code or calculate a value. Bawat grammar rule ay may maliit na action na nagsasabi kung ano ang gagawin, tulad ng pag-generate ng code o pagka-calculate ng value. Then, step 3 is traverse the tree. The parser goes through the tree, usually from the leaves up. Dito naman is yung parse tree, dinadaanan ng parser ang kadalasan mula sa pinaka-leaf nodes pataas sa root para ma-process lahat ng bahagi or madaanan niya. Step 4, generate code. At each node, the action is performed and combined with outputs from child nodes. Dito naman, bawat node, ginagawa ang naka-assign na action at pinagsasama-sama yung output ng mga child nodes. Step 5, final output is step by step. The entire parse tree is converted into code or intermediate representation. Dito naman, yung buong parse tree ay naiko-convert sa final code o intermediate representation na pwede nang i-run.